Alright, with practice and mental preparation, this tutorial will teach you how to do a handstand. Alright, first thing you want to do before you get started is get warmed up and stretch out. Stretching out the arms is a good idea, especially the wrists and the shoulders. For a further complete full guide on stretching, click the annotation below or see the link in the description. But after you're warmed up and stretched out, it's time to get started. Alright, now the handstand is all about stability, balance, and a little bit of static strength. A good little prerequisite thing to just make sure you're ready is get yourself in the push-up position with your feet touching and hold yourself there. Now, the stability for this is similar to the handstand. However, when doing a push-up, you are using more of your chest. When you're going to be doing the handstand, you're going to be using more of your upper shoulders. However, the stability in the arms, like I said, is similar. So this is a good prerequisite, and because also we're going to be pushing our feet off from this position up into a handstand. So it's a good place to start. Alright, now that we're feeling pretty solid in the arms, we're going to start these mini handstand attempts, I like to call them. Basically for this, you're going to get in the push-up like position, but with your butt more up in the air, almost like a downward dog position in yoga, if you know what that is. And then you're going to take one leg and you're going to kick that leg up lightly as you push off with the other leg, and you're going to slowly go up onto your arms, onto your shoulders, feeling the pressure on your shoulders through your arms to the earth. Okay? Don't kick too hard because you don't want to go completely up yet. You just kind of want to start feeling the verticalness of a handstand. Notice how I keep both legs separated, and the one that kicks up goes the highest while the one that pushes off the ground stays towards the ground. This gives me assurance so that I'm more likely to go back to that foot rather than falling over and landing on my back. Alright, now you want to continue pushing off of that leg, and over time, as you feel more confident and more strong, you want to slowly try and bring the legs more together and maintain on the shoulders longer. Now, if you feel yourself going over, you can either go into a roll, but if you can't go into a roll, or if you're not really too smooth with rolls, you can bend one arm and fall to the side, putting your feet down for a safe exit. Now, if you want to avoid falling backwards initially, feel free to use a wall. You want to get as close to the wall as possible with your hands, doing the same kick-up exercise as before, and then eventually letting your body rest up against the wall and holding that position like so. This really helps build shoulder and arm stability the longer you can hold this. Try and keep in control and try and use as little of the wall as possible. I do like the wall, however, I really do believe that just trying to do handstands in the open, while it might not give you as much confidence, forces you to use more stability and hence makes your training more efficient. However, definitely feel free to get started by using a wall. Remember, if you feel yourself losing stability in your arms on the wall, you can either bend a shoulder and put a leg down or push back off the wall with your leg. Okay? Don't come down on your head, because you can't really roll into a wall unless the quantum possibilities lined up and all the atoms aligned and you went, okay. Now, as you further progress with this kick-up exercise onto your hands, you will notice growing stability and strength in your arms and your shoulders. Now, the idea to progress from here is try and bring the leg that you're kicking off the ground closer to the other leg, both above your head, kind of like you would on the wall, but this time I guess without the wall. Or you can just go without the wall from the beginning if you're a badass like me. Actually, no, I use the wall. Now, if you can get both of your legs over your head, you can either bring them together or you can put them to the side. Whatever form you're really going for. And remember, if you need a bailout, you can either bend your arm or do a roll or do a face plant. Alright, now a really good stability tip I have is a mindset. Basically, you want to think of your hands like your feet, and you want to think of your fingers basically like the sole of your foot out to your toes, like your feet would help you balance on the ground. And you want to ground your hand into the earth, basically like you would ground your feet and balance on your feet outside or anywhere or walk around. Think of your hands like your feet and your arms like your legs, and ground with the earth and maintain stability and be solid like a tree trunk. Now, with this being said, you can use your fingers to help push you back to balance if you notice yourself starting to arch over, and then if you start coming back down to your feet, you can pop your butt back up a little bit and juggle between using your fingers and your core to keep you stable and balanced in a handstand. This is very slight and will get less and less noticeable over time as you get better. Something that also helped me develop more stability in my arms was, as I go up into the handstand, you can pull towards your head with your hands, but don't move them. Use the friction on the ground to hold it still, or push away from your head with your hands. This kind of builds stability in the inner and the outer shoulders when they're down to the ground. And it also can help you be more stable just in general. Now, if you're having trouble at first staying up long enough to really develop core and shoulder stability, an exercise that might help is this tripod headstand forearm stand. I guess, whatever you want to call it. Basically, this will give you a wider base so you can stay up longer for beginners, and it'll still allow you to work on core stability. You know, you're going to be shaking your core back and forth, shaking your legs back and forth to maintain stable and try and balance as long as possible. And it'll also still work on shoulder stability. All of this while giving you a bigger base. However, we're taking the triceps out of the equation, which would be included if we were doing a handstand. But like if your triceps are tired, you know, feel free to do this exercise. Basically, put your forearms down and then put your head down too. Try and even out the pressure on all three, and then stand up and work on that stability. Alright, now let's just look at the handstand overall and point a few things out. Okay, so once again, notice my body centered with the ground, grounding my hands into the ground, using my palms, my fingers, rolling back and forth to keep stability. Now your head can either be facing the ground, this is the way I like to do it, but some people like to put their head straight. That's fine, whatever works for you or whatever form you're required to learn. Also notice that my feet can either be straight up, to the side, however form really you want it, depending on the form you're going for. And I'm really using my core. I'm shaking everything back and forth like a baby learning how to stand up. Alright, now the most important thing is keep practicing, don't get discouraged, don't give up. If you keep practicing, be consistent, you will get it. You will develop the stability and control and strength that you need. I believe in you guys. And with that being said, I hope this tutorial helps you guys out. Alright, and please don't forget to subscribe to Pygmy123. You'll make me really happy. Thanks. Peace, everybody.